Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your entrepreneurship tutor, Professor Henry Bwisa of Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology in Kenya. Today I want to talk about business planning or business plans, and I want to use my county Bungoma as a focus. Yes, this was our first governor, the inception of devolution 2013. Let's listen to what he says.
Employment for the young people, and because it's a serious problem, not only for Bungoma, but the entire country.
It's a very serious
your idea about that?
Creation of employment. Like, when we are talking about revival of these factories that we are talking about, that is going to be one way of creating employment. Other areas that we are focused on are, for example, we want to start cottage industries in places like Chwele, where there's a lot of tomato farming, so that people can be able to make things like tomato sauce, value addition to our agricultural products. We are also looking at, when I was campaigning, and it's still part of my agenda, that when you look at the youth, we need to crystallize the youth. We need them to come in groups so that we can fund them to come up with projects, so that instead of being job seekers, they become job creators. We fund them, they come up with projects, and very many of them are good at writing proposals. And if we can just inject some money in what they are doing, even the women groups, they will be able to generate jobs for themselves.
Yes, true to his word. He mentions funds at that interview. The first governor, Honorable His Excellency Ken Lusaka, went on to unveil a 50 million Bungoma Ward trade loans to boost small-scale businesses. One would say bottom-up approach. Now, exit the first governor and enter the second governor, Honorable His Excellency Wangamati. Now let's listen to this lady talking about Governor Wangamati continuing the footsteps of Governor Lusaka in matters loans.
Ni kushukuru serikali ya county government kwa utumishi wa Mheshimiwa Wycliffe Wangamati ambaye ameongea na nyinyi. Anamjali sana. Na kama vile amewaambia, yeye pia ako na hoteli, hiyo tourist hotel. Ameandika wafanyakazi kama nyinyi. Anajua shida ambazo nyinyi pia mnapitia. Na ndio siku ya leo tukasema pia Webuye tukutane, tujue kama kuna available opportunities Webuye town, Bungoma county, pia nyinyi wamhusishe. Kuna opportunities kama trade law, kama vile gavana amesema, nyinyi hamwezi fanya kazi mpaka ufike miaka 50, miaka 60. Sina utafute njia, utafute maarifa ili ufungue biashara yako.
Yes, the two governors embraced loans, trade loans for business people and even those who wanted to go to business. And it's not a Bungoma affair. Quite a number of other governors in the country developed or introduced loans for business people. But alas, I captured this report. The Bungoma County Ministry of Trade, Energy and Industrialization at that source. Look, the program is Trade and Enterprise Development. The key output, access to credit finance and business loans. But it is reported that, number of disbursement sessions to beneficiaries, amount of loan disbursed to traders, number of loans beneficiaries awarded and trained. Yes, due to high default rate, all these activities were halted. Yes, high default rate halted disbursement. The years 2019, 2020 up to 2021. So from 2019 to 2021, in Bungoma, disbursement of loans were halted. Yes, I didn't capture documented reasons for holding for defaults, for why business people defaulted. But I went around and I did my casual research, observing, just asking casually, not any scientific research, but casually, like I've said. Yes, I developed this information. Dread loans defaulted. I captured that there was inadequate training of borrowers or loanees and even credit officers. In other words, yes, there was training, but more needed to be done in matters training. And because of inadequate training, many borrowers went on to duplicate businesses that were already existing. And when that happened, destructive competition ensued. And even the started businesses, and even the ones that were already existing, closed. And of course, when they are closed, then the default comes in. Yes, there are also poor and long loan appraisals, delayed loan processing, and that also led to default. Inadequate information on the loan forms. Then inadequate loans, because people could get less than what they even applied for. And then there were loans diversions. You plan, let's say, to start a restaurant, the loan is not enough, and then you divert it either to domestic use or elsewhere. Because of inadequate information on loans, there was poor loans monitoring and evaluation. You may want to remove the word poor and call it inadequate. So, the demand side, the people wanted to loans due to inadequate training, entrepreneurship training, if you want, business training, it led to trade loans default. On the supply side also, so both the demand and the supply sides had inadequate training. So, if we want timely trade loans repayment, then indeed there is need for appropriate training, both of borrowers, or the loanees, and even credit officers. So, when a borrower is well trained, adequately trained, then the business that will start will be entrepreneurial, meaning is not necessarily going to copy others. It's probably going to be either an input to the existing or a supply to the existing. In other words, constructive competition and even business alliances, collaboration will ensue rather than destructive competition arising out of the training. And therefore, rather than business closure, we shall have business continuity arising out of the training. Of course, trained credit officers would also do appropriate loan appraisals so that a loan doesn't go to the wrong hands. Then there will be, if that happens, there will be timely loan processing and the default rates will be reduced. If we have relevant baseline information on the loan forms, then adequate loans will be given because the relevant information was up to date, and therefore the loan is tailored to the information, and therefore the loans will go for the intended use and not be diverted because they are less than what was wanted, and they were less because some relevant information was not given. Yes, and then with that information, the forms, proper loans monitoring and evaluation will ensure, and therefore may have timely trade loans repayment. So this, I found, was some of the factors that led and they continue leading to loan defaults. It's not just Bungoma County, it is all over. I've done this research also on, let's say, Women Enterprise Fund, Weso Fund, and so on and so forth. So what are we saying? appropriate training of borrowers, loanees, and even credit officers is crucial. Again, the training will be both on the demand side and on the supply side. Both the borrowers and even the lending officers, the lending institutions, will need quite good training. Now, I walk down my memory lane. The year 2000-2001, in Kenya we had the civil servants 40,000 golden handshake retirement scheme. Civil servants were to be given 40,000 as golden handshake and asked to retire. But the system, the program, included training. Indeed, there were those people who thought that 40,000 Kenya shillings were too low, too little to start in a business. I was privileged to be a trainer in that scheme, in that golden handshake retirement scheme, because the procedure was retirees were to be trained, and only when it was ascertained that they have been trained on how to invest the 4,000 retirement, that is when the loan was given. Now, indeed, one of my trainees wanted to retire and go into transport business, but he thought 40,000 is not enough for him to go because he wanted to enter at the matatu, the minibus level. So with planning, with the training, we agreed with 40,000 at that time. A bicycle was 4,000 shillings. So he had to buy bicycles with a plan, vision. He graduated into motorcycles, graduated into the tuk-tuks, and actually graduated into taxis. The 40,000 is getting multiplied out of proper training, and now he plans to go either into bus service or shuttle service. So what we're saying is that 40,000, which was thought to be low, was indeed not low. Training, identifying a business idea that fits your features, that fits your amount, is very important. In other words, the philosophy is very simple. Where are you now? Ask yourself that question. The second question, where do you want to go? And then the third question, how do we get there? That is the simple process, the simple model for training. In this case, this business planning, strategic planning. So business is about strategic planning. Now, do you know how to do it? Like you said, first of all, take your position. Where are you now? What do you have? What's your current situation? Do that analysis. It is called SWOT analysis. Then get your vision, your dream. My trainee wanted to go into bus service transport, shuttle service transport, but the 40,000 was not enough to start for him straight away. So how does he get there? And that is when you get what you need to do to get there from where you are. And then your SWOT analysis will generate strategies that will lead you there. So training is important. Training can help those defaults, minimize them, because the right business was chosen, not duplicated. Instead of competition, there's collaboration, there's alliance, and therefore continuity of business. Yes, If you liked it, subscribe it, like it, share, and please leave a comment. Yes, this was your entrepreneurship tutor, Professor Henry Buisa. You can reach me at buihem@gmail.com. You can call me 0722-858507. I am a certified authorized ILO trainer. We train in generate your business ideas, start your business, improve your business, and expand your business. Thank you for listening and watching.